Welcome to Life Rewired. Today, I wanted to talk about the struggles of making changes when we get older. Do you really think that there's any difference between making changes now versus when you were 15 or 20 years old? I'm not sure, but probably. So I came up with a short list of some things that maybe are different as we get older. One of them is we have a lot more years behind us with some of those habits. So maybe you want to quit smoking, after 40, 50 years of smoking. Is that going to be harder than just smoking for a couple of years? Probably, but I'm not quite sure if that's the case or not, depending on motivation and other external factors. But that is one difference. Another one is more responsibility. Potentially you probably have more responsibility when you're 40, 50 years old than you do when you're 15 or 20. So you have other people depending on you, whether that's for financial support or any other kind of support. That's your spouse, your children, maybe you even have aging parents that depend on you. You have a house perhaps with a mortgage, you have a job, or you have a business. So there's other things going on that maybe take you away from even thinking about breaking these habits or starting something new, or you're saying like, I have all these things going on, so I can't let go of those to spend time to make the changes moving forward, whether that's health changes, career changes, or any kind of other habits that you want to change. And I guess the last thing I could think of was, this may apply more to as older we get. Well, I'm 60 years old, so why bother starting a new business, or why bother changing careers? I'm almost at the end of my tunnel anyway, so why bother doing it? And maybe not even at 60. Some people may say that at 40, 50. I think I did. So what are some of my struggles that I've had creating or starting to create some changes? And I'm only 50, but still that's not 20. So one thing I go through is I'm too old to try this. This is really for younger people. Even doing these videos, I'm like, that's a big thing with the millennials, which is total BS because there's a lot of people my age, even older, doing videos out there. It's just me being scared. But in my mind, it was, I'm too old to do that. Even say, for instance, you wanted to go to medical school and you're 40 years old. If that's something you really want to do, I'd at least explore it because, there's going to be years that it takes to go through school, to go through training, but people are healthier. Well, people hopefully will be healthier. They're healthier now. We're living longer, at least, and you have a lot of years left in front of you if you're 40 years old. So don't let that stop you. Another thing is maybe I'm supposed to be older and more responsible. So I guess I'll use me as an example. When I used to work in the corporate world, you had a certain lifestyle, you had your job, you had your title, you felt, a little more mature, and I don't know if important is the right word, but you felt like you're responsible. And then kind of going off and doing something on your own, you see people that you used to work with that are, maybe moved up in the ranks, and they have they still have a nice house, they have the more responsible, mature aura to them, and you're like, I kind of feel like a kid now, starting over again. That's one thing that got in my way. That's kind of still a little bit of a struggle. And with confidence, sitting in front of the camera, listening to yourself sound like a fool. It takes some confidence to go ahead and do that, and it's something that I'm always working on. So what are some things that are motivators for me to get past those things? I think probably the biggest motivator is that, like I said, I'm not 20 years old anymore, so I don't say I live to be 100. I don't have 80 years left, so I only have 50 years left, which is still a lot of years, but there's fewer of them. So I need to get my ass in gear and start working on these things. If I really wanted to make changes, do some things in my life that I haven't done before, that I've been too scared or put off, whatever the excuses were, I don't have as much time left anymore. So that's really a big motivator for me. And then my family's a big motivator. Right now, my wife has the job, and I'm trying to work on our business, as well as getting my measly pay as a yoga instructor. So that motivates me to start getting that business going so I can help provide for the family again. That's a big motivator. And then, oddly enough, trying to do something that's uncomfortable for me. I have done things that are just comfortable in my comfort zone most of my life. And, I really want to step out and start doing some things that are uncomfortable because honestly, that's the only way that I'm going to grow as a person. And it's the only way my business is going to grow. So that's a big motivator. So, all right, I'd love to know what are some of your struggles if you're a little bit older, making changes, and they could be changes to your health, they could be changes in your career, whatever. But I also like to know some motivators that you've thought of or have actually used to get past those struggles. All right, thank you so much for watching the channel. I hope you enjoy the content, and if you do, please subscribe. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.